Welcome to the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce here in our beautiful Sargent Studios. Today on our Member Spotlight, we're going to feature a banker. Not just any banker, and certainly not just any bank. It's Mike Gerro. He's the market president here with Frost Bank. Mike, welcome in here. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I used the word banker or bank there several times. Obviously, you're a banker and you're with Frost now, but let's back it up just a little bit. Tell me about your background in banking.
Well, after college, I was looking for a job, and I looked around and I saw all these bank buildings, and I thought, there must be a lot of jobs if there's a lot of buildings. So I actually started right out of school. I started as a teller and kind of worked my way up, and been in banking now 36 years.
Goodness. Now, how long have you been with Frost?
Been with Frost 22 years.
All here in Arlington?
All here in Arlington, same office.
Same office. So was it there or did you open it?
No, it'd been there for a few years.
Okay.
I've probably been there the majority of the time it's been open. And Frost has been a good fit for me. I was looking for that bank that had enough size, yet still acted like a community bank and could serve the community and provide service.
Right.
I started my career with what's now a very large bank, and I realized after a few years that wasn't the right fit for me.
So Frost was.
Yes.
Well, we'll get to that in a sec, but I'm really curious about your career. I'm backing up again because you started all those years ago. Have there been any technological advances in the banking industry since day one when you were a teller?
Well, there were a few. I can remember I was a new teller and somebody came in and asked what a fax machine was. And I asked them, well, what's that? And they told me I didn't know such a thing as existed. But we've gone from the curly paper fax machine to email, technology. People have access to their accounts online now. So the technology has, it's gone from not having a TV to having a color TV almost.
Right.
That kind of disparity.
Well, and here's the thing that's happened too with other banks. I want to get Frost's spin on this. A lot of the times, the more the technology goes, the people inside the bank go away. There's not as many tellers as there used to be. When you started, there's probably a whole lobby full of tellers, and now there's not. And because of that, we've lost, in some cases, the human aspect of banking, but that hasn't been lost on Frost, has it?
Well, that's true. There are probably less people in the branches than when I started. We're more efficient. We have better technology. But as we say at Frost, we're not in the banking business. We're in the people business. You've got to provide that service. You can't call my office and get my voicemail without talking to someone first during banking hours.
That's for free.
We think it's important that when someone calls, we answer the telephone. It's simple, but easy to do.
Well, you say that, but not all banks see that. So that's one of the differences of Frost and other banks. Are there others that you might expect?
There are different models in the banking world. That's the one we've chosen. It's the one that I think works well. It's about high service, being there when your customers need you, and always maintaining that contact.
Well, Frost has been doing this for some time. How long has Frost been around?
We've been around for 156 years.
156 years.
Only in Texas. We're serving Texans that whole time. You look at the average tenure of a Frost employee, it's probably 25 to 40 years. We're very, very stable.
156 years. Not a lot of people can hang there. Well, and too, it's interesting. Two things. One, Frost has been around for 156 years for a reason, because they've been able to survive everything. And two, they've seen just about everything. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world today. In a lot of ways, Frost has already been there.
Well, when you think about it, and we survived the Great Depression. We survived the 1980s in Texas, which really wiped out many of the Texas-based banks. We survived the 2008 somewhat of a crisis in the banking world. So we've been around a long time, but from our founder, Colonel T.C. Frost, it was always handed down in the family that our number one priority is always to protect our depositors' money. That's what we do. And it took us through 156 years with that philosophy. We put people first.
And it'll take you another 156 years at least.
Well, I think so, but I don't think I'll be around that long.
Well, you won't, but Frost will.
Yeah,
I've
no doubt.
I'm on record now. Because if they're not, I won't be around at that time.
Yeah.
So let's get to where we are today in the world. Every time you turn on the news, there's something going on in the economy. It could be the world economy, certainly the U.S. economy, Texas, even right here locally. So how are we doing on all those? Talk about different aspects of the economy and how it impacts Frost and how you're able to help people out.
Well, in my 36 years in banking and kind of out in the professional world, I've seen the economy up and I've seen it down. It's going to happen. The economy has cooled a bit. It is great to be in Texas, and especially in North Texas, where the economy is still fairly robust. We're seeing a lot of activity, and we're still there operating as normal. We haven't pulled back. We're there to serve our clients. We have money we'd like to loan into the economy. So for us, it's business as usual.
How are you doing as far as business as usual, particularly with what we've been through the whole world in the last 3 years? Things are starting to come back, but a lot of times people have shifted. They switched careers. They switched entire industries. You still have slots to fill. So if someone were looking to get in the banking industry, I'm going to flip it backwards. What type of person are you looking to bring in to be the new Mike Gerro just starting off in their bank career?
Yeah, well, we look for that outgoing person, that person that wants to achieve and wants to grow and be part of a great organization. Not everybody can work for Frost. You've got to kind of be a cultural fit. We talk about integrity, caring, and excellence. Those are the 3 core values we use. They're very, very important. So you have to fit within those core values. But we've had to change some things as you move forward. There's always ways or areas you're growing. You have to raise pay scale, for instance. But our goal is to always attract the best talent we can.
Have you found in your years, not all your banking years, but certainly your years as an executive, is there a difference between bringing somebody in from another bank versus starting someone from day one the way Frost does it? Do you have
absolutely
there?
Not all banks are the same, and sometimes there's just not that cultural fit with someone from another bank. But I came from another bank, and it worked. But we hire a lot of those coming right out of school. We train them, so you sometimes get that homegrown talent, if you would.
Do you have the talent and you get it to the level to where other people are coming after your talent?
Absolutely. Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. They know if you're a banker at Frost, most banks would want you.
One of my favorite quotes, I'm probably going to butcher, I'm going to give it a shot. I've always liked it. There was a business executive that was having a chat with someone one day, and they said, well, yeah, but what if we train everybody and they leave? And his answer was, what if we don't train them and they stay?
Right. Well, and it's important, and I think this is part of our philosophy. We want to grow people up. We want you to advance. We want you to learn. We want you to achieve. We don't want you to come to work at Frost and stay in the same role your whole career.
Well, and times are changing. You and I are a similar age. I got a few years on you, but you don't see a lot these days of people staying around a bank as long, or any business as long as possible. And that really stands out even more with Frost. The fact that other industries, other businesses, people don't stay that long. They hop around, but the average tenure of somebody at Frost was what?
It's 25.
Yeah.
We have some 40. Our CEO has been at Frost for 42 years.
Okay.
If you can imagine. When I came into the working world, I thought I'd go to work somewhere and spend my whole career at one place. Just didn't happen. But I will say this, I wished I'd gotten to Frost earlier because it's a great company.
There you go. And it's just still here in Texas. I mean, it's been 157 years. Has there ever been any talk of expanding, or are we pretty happy being here?
Well, no. You look at the Texas market, the Texas economy. I mean, we still have room to grow just right here in our own state.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're here in Arlington, in South Arlington.
I am in South Arlington. I focus on Mansfield as well.
Okay.
But I cover the east side of the Tarrant County for Frost.
And so the banking model within Frost, what specific types of customers are you looking for, or what types of customers look for you? Is there a trend there?
Well, we cover the gamut. We have both the retail side of the bank and the commercial side. My focus is commercial.
Okay.
I lead an incredibly talented team that go out and work with commercial businesses, bring ideas to the table, help them make decisions, bring products to the table, whatever it takes for them to grow their business. But we have a large consumer retail side too. So just from a personal checking account, personal loans, it's very robust.
With everything going on in the world, as I mentioned earlier, there were a lot of people, suddenly they were out of work, but then they starting their own businesses. Was that a good opportunity for Frost? Because now there's people looking to start their own business, which means they need to find their own business banker. Was that a thing for you?
And we saw that coming out of COVID. There were a lot of businesses started in COVID. People were sitting home. They were looking for things to do. They maybe didn't want to go back in the office. So we've seen that growth, and we've been part of some of it.
Well, I would think if I were to start a business, I would like to talk to a bank that's been around for 157 years.
Well, yeah, I think it makes a difference, but it also makes a difference that your banker is a trusted advisor. We talk about trusted advisor a lot. Your banker should be there. He should be the one you're asking questions. He should know what's going on in the economy and the market. how he can help you, how you can grow your business. Your job is to sell widgets, make widgets, whatever you're doing.
Right.
Let your banker help you with the other side of it.
Are there any type of ongoing educational opportunities within the Frost family? I mean, to you go to seminars or online seminars just to learn stuff to stay updated?
Yeah, we are doing stuff like that in the market consistently. We do a lot of financial education seminars, how to start a business. Those are probably the two biggest that we do out around the marketplace. But there's always a need for that. People may have an idea, but they need to know how to bring it to fruition, and that's where we can help sometimes.
You were mentioning about Frost from the impact of the business community, but just from the community in general. I'm out and about. I'm out all the time. And so many events I go to, I see sponsored by Frost, or Frost did this, or the Frost name. Why is this so important?
Well, that's how we support our community. And some of the things we support are really just boots on the ground, people out there serving others. But we want to be a part of what's happening in the community. That's really, really important. Again, I'll say we're in the people business. When you're in the people business, you support what's going on, whether it be at this charitable cause or this event, whatever helps your community. We're there to serve. It doesn't matter if you're a client or not. We're there to serve.
Do you encourage the people that work with you and for you at Frost to kind of support the community?
Absolutely. That comes from the top down, comes from our CEO down. And on my team, I think everybody's probably involved in at least two things in the community, including the Chamber of Commerce.
Well, a perfect segue. You're doing my job now. Well, let me ask you, because long before I was on staff with the Chamber, I was a member of the Chamber. There's always been Frost has been there. And your involvement with the Chamber really speaks volumes. And I know personally, you're not just doing it for the business side, you're doing it for the community side too. But talk to me. I mean, you guys have been members of the Chamber for a long time. Why is that?
Well, I believe strongly, and I think as a company we do, that the Chamber is somewhat of the bedrock of the business community. And I don't care if you're a little retail store or you're a manufacturing company or who you are or what you're doing business in our community. If we're all together and working for the same purpose, which is to keep people employed, right, and to support our community and make it better, the Chamber is kind of the catalyst. Everything's revolving around the Chamber. It's like the sun, I guess, if you would. And I think I would tell any business out there, your business can be better, and you can find a lot of support just from being a member of the Chamber.
Well, you've certainly been a very valued member of the Chamber for like Frost and Mike Gerro, to the point, and I hope I'm not jumping the gun here, but I'm going to, you're next in line to be chairman of the board of the Chamber. Is that pretty special to you?
Yeah, it is. I'm really excited about it. Was a little hesitant at first, but I believe in this Chamber. I believe in this organization. I believe in the members of this organization. So for me, it's become a natural progression, and I'm really excited about starting that, in our next fiscal year.
Well, if there's somebody watching today by chance that is not a member of the Greater Arlington Chamber of Commerce, they're kind of on the fence, should I or not? And they're sitting there thinking, I'm not Frost Bank. Mm-hmm. What's the number one reason you would say you got to join? Because
I would say support. I have seen so many small businesses join this chamber and grow their business because of the support that this chamber family gives. It's really impressive. So if you're not a chamber member, I would just advise you to do that and get involved. You need to be involved in the chamber and make connections, but you'll find your businesses will be better for it.
Well, Mike Joe, we appreciate you personally, but professionally. Frost Bank, 157 years, a big chunk of it right here in Arlington, and you've been a big part of that from day one with them. Thank you for being with Frost. Thank you for being with the Chamber. Thank you for being our guest today.
Well, thanks for allowing me to come in. I sure am grateful for everything the Chamber does. You guys bring it all together.
Appreciate it, Mike. Hey, and as always, we appreciate you being here with us too, because remember, together we succeed. Take care. We'll catch you next time.